Vintage snow machines and enthusiasts from Saskatchewan and Alberta were lined up, revved up, and tweaked prior to their official showing. In order to race, machines needed to be made prior to 1979. And thanks to modern technology, finding old parts for maintenance has become a little easier.
Some of the parts come from places like Minnesota, Wisconsin, through eBay, through, Craigslist, everything, right? The parts are available, some at quite a cost, but sometimes they're out there, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they have to be made.
Race participants say the sport really starts with the hunt for the machine.
People are digging them out of the barns and pulling them out of the trees, and you'll see there's a lot of nice looking sleds here that are like 30-year-old plus sleds, and they're just gorgeous, and they go good.
And I have one of the very few, there's probably the only one in Western Canada. It's called the Alouette Villain, and it's a 440 model, free air.
Vintage racing, I guess, just like taking an old muscle car, they don't make them anymore, and it's kind of neat to take an old vintage snowmobile and make it look just like new, or even nicer than factory condition.
And the premise for today's race is really quite simple.
We are going to run these old sleds down the track as fast as possible. The track is 660 feet long. We run 4 sleds at a time. Sleds 1 and 2 that come across the finish line first go on the A side of the event. The last 2 places, 3rd and 4th, go on the B side.
At the end of the day, Villiers says, after the showdown between the A side and the B sides, a race is run to determine the fastest of the fast. Winners from the King and Queen of the Snow race receive trophies for their efforts. In Lashburn, Coraline Jarvis, Newcap News.
This feature is brought to you by RecTech of Lloydminster and Power Merchants of St. Paul, your Can-Am Ski-Doo dealers.